Strange word. Curse, perhaps. This will erase your suffering. To the city. Feeling something terrible is about to happen, as usual. To Her Majesty's health. Happy City Day. In the name of Iom Day, come here, give me a kiss. To the city. They call this a celebration. This is but a paltry imitation of what goes on in my mansion on a dull, toily day evening. Encyclopedia. Right mouse button. You can interact with various objects, such as doors and chests, by clicking them. Some special objects have an icon above them. This is also how you talk to characters. Hold tab to highlight all interactive objects. So what do I got here? Acid Splash. Ray of Frost. Ignition. Dismiss Spell. Magic Missile. Mage Armor. Duration lasts 1 hour. Shield lasts for 1 minute. On days like this, it's as if the war doesn't even exist. Destra, grant us peace. Everyone's having fun getting drunk and making a mess, but it's me who has to clean it all up. Sock him one off. Bam, right in the jaw. Haha. You call that a punch? Here, let me show you how it's done. So many happy faces. Days like this keep our hope alive. Get in, bullseye. Whoa.
Gods Your followers will feed my hunger.
Discari, Lord of Locusts, leave my city!
Let the feast begin.
Discari's here. Discari himself. Blimey! One minute we had a dragon, the next, bam, she was gone. What are you gonna do? Fight or flee? If fleeing's your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
I've seen you somewhere. Have I? I don't recall anyone like say that. What's the situation in the city?
Who knows? Everything's on fire, crashing down around our ears. The place is crawling with demons. Looks like a whole army attacked the city. We're sitting ducks!
Who's Jakari?
You must have got a good drubbing round the head, brother. Discari's a demon lord, the most fearsome enemy of all crusaders and all living things, come to think of it. Right away. Stand still now. No fidgeting while I cast this on you.
False life.
Good luck! Try not to get eaten now! Take that, bughead!
A mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts. Behold, Iomade. Behold the death I sow.
The silver dragon, Terendalev, the defender of Canabras, fell in battle. Hardly surprising, as she had to fight the demon lord Discari himself. He willed the land to part and swallow all who dared to stand in his way. But the war was still far from over.
Find some survivors.
Holy mother of...
Woman with messy brown hair winces in pain, uttering a scream of curses through clenched teeth. She is pinned to the ground by a couple of weighty rock boulders.
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion. Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
I feel them all right. When say no to a little less feeling in them. My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey! fancy meeting you down here. You're the one that Terendelev healed today, right? You aren't injured, are you? Will you help me get her out from under the boulders?
During the course of the game, you will have to apply your skills in many different situations. Frequently, you will have to make a skill check during dialogue. Here's an example. Here, for example, we are trying to help Sheila fetch Anivia from beneath the rubble. The result of such checks determines how events subsequently pan out. Athletics, I have -2 on athletics. Knowledge of the world. We don't have to rely on brute strength for this. I'll try to find something clever. Yes, I have a +9 to this. Or I can just say evil. This is evil. I'm currently lawful good. I'll roleplay to that. I don't help anyone for free. Pay up. Well, this knowledge one is my best chance. Succeeded at the knowledge check. You quickly find some stable sticks and you free the wounded woman from the rubble without even breaking a sweat.
Look at you. It's good to meet someone who uses brains first and brawn second.
Damn it all. I think it's broken. Oh well, I've had worse. I'll just make myself a splint out of something. Thanks for the help. I wouldn't have lasted long on my own stuck under there. I'm Anevia Tirabade, of the Eagle Watch. I was overseeing security at the festival square. I thought maybe spies or demon worshippers might have something nasty planned. What actually happened, though, now that I did not see coming. I don't think anyone could have been prepared for that.
Well, I'm Sela, paladin by the grace of Iomade. I crossed the whole continent to come to Mendev and fight demons. And well, I've been fighting for a while now. I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city. Canabres has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomede's herald, with the goddess's blessing. I really wanted to go see it, to pray before it. But there's no point worrying about a stone when there are people dying in the streets.
The Wardstones are a chain of powerful artifacts keeping the world wounds expansion at bay. The first and greatest of the chain was erected in the city of Canabres by the hand of Inheritor himself, a golden-winged angel sent by the goddess Imande.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Canabres will never give in. Simple as. Well, we've introduced ourselves. What about you?
I'm here. I came here to fight the abyss. I'm a scholar. I came here to see the world wound with my own eyes. One person's war is another person's opportunity. I'm in the city to seek my fortune. I am led by destiny. I don't know why my fate was brought here, but I feel it was not by chance. I'm a traveler. I just wound up here by chance. My name's Dalinar. Who am I is none of your business. Well, I am a scholar.
Didn't you pick a great spot to do your research? I know what you scholar types are like. When it comes to your intellectual curiosity, you just don't see danger. And in the world wound, we got more danger than anywhere else.
You should be glad we still got scholars who want to come here to study our enemies, and not just stay home to count the spots on butterflies. Now then, I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course. I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
To summarize, there are 3 of us with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine. Underground monsters beware! Anevia, you stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight. If we do come up against anything, the 2 of us will try to manage on our own first. Well, onward! May the good deities lead us back to the open sky soon.
Your party has several characters. To select one of them, click on their portrait or use the appropriate key, Alt 1 to Alt 6. To select several characters and give them all one command, either drag a box around them while holding left mouse button, or click the portraits of the desired characters with shift left mouse button. To select all characters, press backspace. Oh, okay, so I can just do...
Keep your calm.
You find a lot of objects that contain loot. Enemy corpses, boxes, barrels, and many other environmental objects. To see what's inside the container, approach it and interact with it as with any other object. Okay. Crossbow, sword, torch, flail, can be equipped, cloak of resistance, bonus on all saving throws, does not stack. You acquire a new loot piece of equipment for your main character. To equip it, open the inventory and by choosing the character and pressing I. So, if I collect it all. Whenever your character holds a weapon with one hand and leaves their other hand free, you can switch the grip by clicking the button that appears next to the weapon set. A single sword on the button indicates that the character is holding the weapon with one hand. Two swords on the button indicate that the character is holding the weapon with both hands. When they are, the weapon's icon is displayed on both weapon slots of the weapon set. While your character wields a one-handed weapon with both hands in melee combat, you add 1.5 times the character's strength on damage rolls.
I need to concentrate.
Okay, so she's gonna score 1 to 8 damage, 1 to 8 slashing. It's a regular long sword. And a crossbow. Dagger. I suppose I should use some sort of weapon. Red cannot be equipped by this character. Oh, and it looks like we share a stash. To relative scale conjuration. One friendly creature within range. You restore life to a deceased party member. A raised creature has a number of hit points. Usable. Coming back from the dead is an ordeal. The subject of spell grants 2 permanent negative levels when it is raised, just as if it had been hit by an energy draining creature. Okay.
Who's there?
The fine apparel of this young half-elf woman is torn and stained with blood, dust, and dirt. However, she holds herself with such dignity that you would be forgiven for thinking you were at a high society party and not in the dang catacombs under the city. Her fingers grip her rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw at a moment's notice. But at her feet lies a dead body, so mutilated that at first glance it's hard to tell if it's animal or human.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camellia. I was also in the square when... I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendelev, I can't wrap my head around it.
Not many could withstand a strike from the Demon Lord. Tell me about yourself.
Who am I? Just an ordinary citizen who decided to take a stroll through the square on the day of the festival. But that's not what you wish to know, is it? You most likely wish to know whether I'll be a burden should you ask me to join your group. No need to worry about that. I can assure you that I am skilled with a rapier, and I also possess some knowledge of magic.
Treasures of Paulus, snake, skull amulet. Okay.
I don't know. He must have been in the square when disaster struck. I tried to revive him, but he was already dead, sadly.
He didn't get these wounds from the fall. on your guard. Whatever killed him likely hasn't gone far.
Hang on. I think I know him. His name's Aravashniel, the egghead from the library. He was a good lad, even if he was kind of stuck up. May his soul rest in peace.
I can't argue with that. We're fortunate to be alive, albeit underground.
Discari himself has come to Canabras. There's no mistaking that ugly mug. Durandalev tried to fight him, but what could she do against a near deity? Even the Wardstone was no help. Our city used to be protected by powerful forces, but now...
We've seen how powerless they truly are. Henceforth, we shall have no one but ourselves to rely on, I suppose. Certainly. Survivors should stick together. It's only sensible. Who knows what else could be prowling about in these caves? That's right. It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kinda need all the supplies we can get right now.
Companion, Camellia, has the ability to cure light wounds. To use it, click on the companion, Camelia's portrait. Click on the icon with the spell Cure Light Wounds in the action bar. Click, and then restore. Okay.
I'll watch you back.
In dark places such as caves, it's hard to see everything. There are two main ways to light your path. The first is to cast a light spell on a character walking in the front of the party. The second is to give the characters the ever-burning torch to carry.
Together we stand.
Hold on. I really want to kind of change some of them here. Controls. Alright. Up, down. What's it being occupied with? supplies available. Alright, what's going on here? Alright, bummer. Apparently this is hard-coded. Fine then.
Time to practice my combat abilities.
When combat begins, the game is paused. The pause is convenient to give orders to your characters. To pause, on pause, press space. To order your characters to attack, select them and click left mouse button on the enemy. To switch between turn-based and real-time turn-based mode, press T. Your enemies are highlighted red and your allies are in green. A striped line connects the characters to the target. A timer over your character's head counts down the time until the next round and depicts the character's current scheduled action.
I'm up for an adventure.
I'd rather you have bow and arrow. Stay at range.
You can trust me.
Or rapier. Okay.
Knowledge is the key to victory.
Blue. Padded armor. Okay, light armor. You acquire this item on the ground. Can't be equipped by this character. Seven armor class, one armor class. I'll get used to it. I'll get used to this. Trying to live scale.
Save the last one for me.
Nobody did anything. Oh wait, I didn't actually rebind that, did I? Options, controls, tab, this. Here we go.
Serve as an example.
Flame tongue, cooking ingredient. Alright, I'll do that instead.
There are many roads to success. Time to practice my combat abilities.
Without risk!
Maximum efficiency.
Lead on!
No, I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere.
You struggle to make out the man's features in the gloom as soon as he steps into the circle of light. However, you realize that you have never encountered a creature like this before. The stranger looks like the work of a vivisectionist who attempted to stitch together a lizard and a man.
Windwalk!
The man notices you and freezes. The curling horn producing from his head casts a marvelous shadow on the cave wall.
Lan, did you find it? Who is that?
The do-gooders here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait. They might know what's going on up there.
Tieflings are the descendants of people who sullied themselves by mating with demons. Our ancestors would never sink that low. We are the underground crusaders, the children of the Crusades' finest.
Sadly, underground crusaders is a bit of a mouthful, so people usually just call us mongrels.
You just love repeating that, don't you, Lan? Mongrels. That's what the Uplanders call us. But we call ourselves Neathers.
No matter what you call us, it's not gonna stop our horns, hooves, or tails from growing.
In Canabras, they're called mongrels. People say that they come up to the surface at night and eat anyone foolish enough to wander alone after midnight. To tell you the truth, I thought you guys were just a tale to tell kids at night.
Canabras is a city of glory, but none of the spotless virtue. Until the first Med-driven crusade, it was a small town perched atop a bluff overlooking the west Shellan River. During the final dark days of Sarkoris, historical refugees splashed across the river and sought safety beyond the walls of Canabras. At first, these refugees were allowed in unquestioningly. However, a Lilitu demon named Mingro entered Canabras magically disguised as a refugee. Once inside the town walls, she revealed her true form and slaughtered dozens of citizens before vanishing in a cloud of greasy black smoke. After the Red Morning Massacre, as it was called, Canabras refused entrance to any except those who could demonstrate dire needs. I've never seen it spelled like that. Individuals who fell under suspicion were turned away or executed on the spot. Extreme. Canabras became known as a safe but suspicious city. By the time of the Second Crusade, the leaders of Canabras agreed to house one of the wardstones to guard against the demonic hordes pouring from the war wound. This act assured Canabras' role as a strategically vital city, key to the defense of Mendev.
That's human gratitude for you. Our forefathers suffered the consequences of demonic corruption, all to protect Mendev and Golarion. And for what? So we could become monsters used to frighten children.
Mendev, the nation of Mendev is a land defined by its conflict with abyssal forces, unheard of anywhere else in Golarion. The people of this beleaguered land are locked in a constant struggle with the world wound, the demonic rift that lies between the western border, beyond its western border. Golarion. The planet Golarion orbits a yellow sun in the far reaches of the material plane. Third of 11 in orbit, this blue planet contains vast oceans, lush green lands, and is the perfect environment for countless creatures. Indeed, Golarion is the most populous planet in its solar system. Its innately hospitable and life-sustaining environment is presumably the work of the gods, so astronomers sometimes refer to Galorian as the child. Astronomers of other planets, however, often refer to Galorian as the cage, in reference to its cosmic role in the prison of the mad god Rorvog, who lies beyond the world's core.
Every mongrel has their own take on it. Our chief, for example, thinks of us as something like a reserve military force. He thinks we're standing by until the moment we're needed, and when we emerge on the surface and save the day, all the people will see how good we are and they'll love us for it. Yeah, he leaves that last part out when he talks about it, of course, but it's easy enough to read between the lines. This is the hall where we remember the glory of our forebears. Sorry about the mess. It doesn't usually look like this, trust me. Sometimes we even wipe the dust off the exhibits.
This is where the relics of the first Crusaders are displayed. Our lives are short. Our glories are quickly forgotten. But this place helps us to remember that we are just as worthy as anyone else. And that our lives are not lived in vain.
The first Crusaders? You've been down here that long? That's crazy.
That's none of your bit.
We're looking for a holy sword. It was here, in the center, sticking out of a rock. The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the legends foretold. Except they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there. They're not fighters. And Saul, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the underground crusaders to take up arms. If we get the holy sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save anyone. It's not an ordinary weapon. It's made from righteous heavenly flame, and will burn anyone who touches it. Do you think you're special, lamb?
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to. It doesn't matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
Yes, there are other ways up, but they are far from here. And after the earthquakes, there's a good chance they've collapsed. But the maze... There's a legend among our people that when the walls of the maze fall, that will be a signal for us, the underground crusaders, that the time has come to go up to the surface and fight the demons in the final confrontation. Until then, the people say the maze is shielding us from taking rash actions. I'm the only one in our whole tribe to have been in the maze. And even I don't know if it's true. The further I went in the maze, the fresher the air became. That means that it really must lead to the surface.
When the ceiling and walls started shaking, the young ones in our tribe lost their heads. They figured the maze was going to collapse, so it was time to go up to the surface. They grabbed whatever weapons were on hand and ran off toward the maze. They think the maze is no longer a danger to them. They've been listening to Wendwog too much.
Don't try to blame this on me. Yes, I told them that our people are capable of making our way through the maze. In the future. But I always told them to wait until I had made a map of all the maze's dangers. I warned them 100 times. But it was no use. My words just went in one ear and out the other. It came here with its owner, a long time ago. 50,000 gongs, to be precise.
70 years ago, in Uplander time.
50,000 gongs ago, our forebears found a dead angel here, along with the bodies of his comrades. The tribe gave them a dignified burial, and they were laid to rest with their weapons. But the flaming angelic sword was stuck in a rock, and no one was able to pull it out. It burned to the touch, like real fire. So the rock was placed over the angel's grave. It should be here somewhere.
Angels are a group of altruistic celestials native to all three upper planes. Nervia, Heaven, and Elysium. They represent all the multiple interpretations of goodness. The eldest angels were one of the first creations of the primordial deities of good, making them one of the oldest races in the great beyond. And were trained as celestial guardians and servants from birth. Most serve their creators to this day. Most angels in modern times come from ascended good mortal souls rather than direct divine creation. Sometimes these souls even retain aspects of their mortal forms.
Maybe the angel will dig himself out and find the sword for us. That might be our best shot in this chaos.
Lan, watch your tongue.
Thanks. An extra pair of eyes can only help. This sword will be easy enough to spot. It looks, swordy. Help us, and in return, we'll get you out of here.
Now we're talking. Let's get to work. It's a good thing we all bumped into each other, isn't it?
What, you want to find the sword quickly so the underground monsters bring you back to the surface? So be it.
Open your heart to me.
That posed a little challenge.
Let's see. Spell check succeeded. Result 17. Roll of 12 plus 5. Statue of an unknown knight. The technique is crude, but the figure is clearly crafted with genuine feeling. Judging by the style of armor, the knight is from the First Crusade.
I found something.
Perception check. The room looks like an improvised museum or perhaps some kind of temple.
I sense something.
Grindstones.
I found something.
Oh, there's the sword. Day 15. Month. Arodus. A strange flash pierces the room, and Dalinar feels drops of searing blood run down his chest. The wound healed by Tarendalev reopens and weeps scarlet, but there is no pain or weakness. A hazy scene appears, a cave chamber. This one or another one entirely. Dalinar's heart quickens and a stream of thoughts suddenly bursts into his mind. Thoughts that clearly belong to another. Treachery. They betrayed me, trapped me, and stabbed me in the back. My trusted allies, my treasured friends, the people I swore to protect, the people for whom I descended from heaven and came to this turbulent mortal world. Heaven is a plane in the outer sphere, a realm of pure righteousness, where the forces of good gather and aid those on less virtuous planes, and help worthy souls find rest. Though incredibly large, it appears to most viewers as a mountain with a mysteriously floating peak. Heaven's residents see how a good see Heaven's residents see law and goodness as largely the same force. Order is the greatest good, and goodness is the greatest order. They recognize the good intentions of the as the Astenas of Elysium, but view them as misguided children. Similarly, they oppose the lawful evil forces of hell, but credit them with intelligence and believe that they can at least be reasoned into truces and stalemates, and perhaps even redeemed. There they are, up ahead in the gloom of the cave. What are they waiting for? Are they afraid to draw any closer? Do they believe I am about to die from their treacherous blows? Next to me, a quiet moan. A girl with a golden braid lies on the rocks, clutching her slashed side. She refuses to join with the traders and pay dearly for it. I could have tried to run, but I will not. Whilst I have the strength, I must. While recognizing the foreign origin of these thoughts, Dalinar, in to its Dalinar into its that he can control them somehow. Let's try to heal the wounded girl, furiously call out the traitors. Try to heal. A spark of healing magic illuminates the eerie, murky scene before Dalinar. The wounded girl opens her eyes and whispers, L'Ariel, you said that everything was going to change soon. You said you and the other warriors of heaven would be leaving us on a grand mission to stop the demons forever. Is that true? The frenzy of foreign thoughts comes faster and faster, like a rushing river, and images flash by one after another. A priestess in colorful robes observing the stars, a young female paladin praying, clutching her glowing sword, a majestic golden-winged angel gazing into the distance, his face covered by a helmet, but his voice ringing clear. Only if you're willing, and only if you're ready, there is no going back. Then don't waste our strength healing me. The girl whispers, your mission is more important. You take care. It is near. There, in the vision, the darkness in the cave stirs into motion. Something massive appears from within the depths. A vague shadow, an outline, a nightmare come to life. A weave of odorous chirrupting and rustling emanates from the shadow. The sound piercing like hot irons, lacing through flesh and bone. The traitors fall to their knees before the shadow in reverent ecstasy, and the wounded girl thrashes in her death throes. The young, the yawning chest wound bursts white hot. Dalinar's head pounds with pain, and it is no longer clear whose pain it is. The person called L'Ariel, who sent this vision, or the one unlucky enough to receive it. Dalinar, I will determine, but Dalinar is determined to fight off the illusion. We'll save Arcania, plus 10. But Dalinar knows how to resist malign influence such as this, no matter the origin. The force of the force of the attack, though originating in a vision, is terrifying, but Dalinar is stronger. He shakes off the pain and torpor, but alas, the one who sent the vision cannot claim the same. He is broken and exhausted. A mysterious shadow emerges from the murk of the cave. It is not real. It exists only in the strange vision or memory, but the thrill of fear it provokes is more than real. The shadow's figures starkly resemble those of Discari, the terrifying demon lord. Discari, larger than an elephant, this towering insectile nightmare wields a scythe made of bone. Okay, we saw him, he attacked the city. His wings are swarms of bittering flies, and his inhuman eyes glitter with cruel intelligence. Descari, demon lord of chasms, infectionist and infestations and locusts, is believed by many scholars to be the usher of the apocalypse. He carved his realm from the raw matter of the abyss using the great scythe rift carver, a weapon he crafted from the remains of the signature creature. His father, Pazazu, mated with tens of thousands years ago. Descari and his cult-long plague the northern nation of Sarkarios, where his cultists were eventually driven into the Lake of Mist and Vale by Arodin. Yet upon Arodin's death, Descari's influence on Galarian rippled and burst, transferring Sicarios into the demon-haunted Wound World. In a moment as swift as thought itself, the monster's hand is wrapped around the throat of the one they call Lazario. Lariel. Not Lazario. The foolish angel struggling in the rocks, like a fly with its wings torn off, intones the shadow. Its voice changes as it moves, shifting from a quiet whispering to a sonorous shout, becoming young, then old, and quivering. Where is your goddess angel? Where is her self-assured herald? How is it that you are dying here alone, so far from the light of your heaven? A strange chasm envelops the thoughts of the one called Lariel. He recognizes who stands before him, and he knows he will never bow down before this enemy. The flaming sword flares to life on his hand, pure, bright, pure, flickering with multicolored sparks, like a sunbeam through stained glass slash. The blade slices through the demonic creature's flesh, and the monster recoils with a howl, releasing his grip on L'Ariel's throat. The angel falls back heavy on the rocks. His vitality is ebbing with his pride, but his pride remains undiminished. He grips the sword and, with his last burst of strength, plunges it into the rock. Dalinar senses that the vision is fading, the rush of thoughts diminishing like a river running dry. The last thing he hears is this: "You will never... You will kill me. Not never. You will kill me, monster. This I know. But one day, someone will come here and rise up my sword. They will rise it up and punish evildoers, save and protect the innocent." So I'm lawful good. That means yeah, am I more of a protector or a vanquisher? I'm more of a protector. The vision disappears, vanishing into a burst of colors. Dalinar does not hear the final words, but he seems to complete the thought, taking it to heart. The words fly from his lips, and with them something else. The heat blazing in Dalinar's chest fades away. The edges of the scarlet wound close, leaving not even a scar behind. Looking down, Dalinar sees the flaming sword in his hand, or rather, its outline. The memory of what the sword looked like, with a final surge of warm and soothing light. The sword vanishes, and the light is drawn into his hand. Dalinar senses that it will return. All he needs to do is call it.
Hey, are you all right? You were kinda glowing just now.
Sheila kneels before the light, offering her prayer to Amante. Amante, also known as the Inheritor, the light of the sword, and Lady Valor, is the goddess of righteous valor, justice, and honor. Having served as Arwin's herald, she inherited many of the last Aslante's followers upon her death, and continues to espouse the ideas of honor and righteousness in the defense of good and the battle against evil.
That was it. The light of heaven. But how?
What did you do with it? Where did it go?
You saw it too? The traders, the dying girl. I think I saw the memories of L'Ariel, the angel who died here.
L'Ariel? That really was L'Ariel? The angel from the legends? The ancestors even got his name right on the gravestone. The chief will be thrilled.
You. Thousands of gongs, and no one's been able to touch it. And now you, an ordinary creature of flesh and blood, no different to us, get the sword and start talking about visions.
Now, Wentawag, don't be a sore loser. He is clearly different from us. The sword appeared before him, along with the angel's name and all that other stuff, because he doesn't carry our mongrel taint. Heaven doesn't give a damn how special we are. We're born with evil inside us. Heaven doesn't need to know any more than that. I know you're willing to tear anyone apart to uphold our people's honor, but you and Sol, you just refuse to face the truth. We are the way we are because our ancestors' bodies were corrupted by the Abyss. It does the same thing to plants and animals. There's nothing heroic or special about it. It doesn't make us better, and it doesn't make us worthier. It's only us here. Your group, you, me, Wendu, and the light of heaven that sort of got, sucked into you. Any chance you can whip it out again? We do kinda need it. Sorry, I crack jokes when I get nervous. And when I'm upset. And when I'm happy. Anyway, what I said, it came out wrong. We need to bring you to Chief Sol. You can show everyone the light of heaven, we'll rally the tribe and go into the maze, and we'll get back our kin.
And what if he can't make it happen a second time? What then? The tribe will just say we're crazy and turn its back on us.
Seems I can't control it.
That is just... wow, I mean, that's amazing! Heaven has truly blessed you.
This power is the most majestic thing I've ever seen in all my life. Is this what the sun is like, Lan?
Yes, it's similar. But this light is more... golden? Chief Sol needs to see this. Now that we have the power of angels on our side, he can't say no. He'll have to assemble a troop to storm the maze. You Uplanders care about your kids, right? Help us save ours. Without them, we won't survive. And then, the perils of the maze won't be so bad if we go together. We'll make our way through it and find the way to Canabras.
Canabras is a city of glory, but not one of spotless virtue. Wait, did I read all this? Until the first medieval crusade, it was a small town perched up a bluff overlooking the West Selen River. During the final dark days of Sarkarios, refugee, I may have already read this. It looks a bit different, so, Splash across the river, sign of safety. At first, refugees were allowed. Massacre, yeah, I've already read this.
Let's go. We'll take the short route. Well, the only route, really.
Game's mechanics are based on rules of tabletop. Yeah, I kind of know how this works. Map. This might be continuing. I'm gonna head back.
They'll beg me to stop!
Okay, dead end.
Watch out for trouble.
I'll rip it! I'll bathe in your blood!
Alright. Every event is documented in the bottom right. Okay, come on, look.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Does anyone require my counsel?
Scroll of inflict light wounds. Protection from evil. Wand of Cure Light Wounds.
Keep your calm. There are many rooms. Time to practice my combat abilities. So, it comes to this. I'll need to review this spell has passed.
Longsword. Strength. Use dexterity. Max. Dexterity. And it's at least something.
We will win this war.
Wendwog glances at Lan, who is fixing his slipped bowstring, and quickly walks over to you. Her cat-like eyes glow from beneath her hood. Listen here, you. I don't know who you are or where you come from, but you and I are the only two people who see things clearly. That's why I'm asking you. Don't show the light of heaven to Skull. And is sure Saul, Sul, yeah, heaven to Sul. Lynn is sure that the light should be shown to the mongrels. I thought you consider the mongrels to be great warriors. Don't you want to save the kids lost in the maze? I'll think about it. Lion, he wants to play the hero. His first idea, if you remember, was to grab the sword and run headlong into the maze. Does that sound like a plan to you? And to me, it sounds like suicide. The worst part of it is that the tribe might actually take his words to heart and follow where he leads. I thought you consider the mongrels to be great warriors. The descendants of great warriors, I believe that my people are worthy of greatness, but we are strong and can do many things. That's why we are chased down here. We scared people. But it's one thing to go hunting in the caves, and another to fight on the shield maze. When Dog leans closer, her pupils dilating. I've been there. I've spent my whole life training so I can make it through all the way to the end. There are more of us trackers at the start. We were young and stupid. What's a couple of monsters when there's a whole world out there waiting for us? That's what we thought, but we weren't prepared. The maze isn't just a physical challenge. It's cunning and full of traps. It's dark. It's dark as the primordial light. And if you close your eyes and listen, you hear whispers right behind you, and often singing in the distance that seems to rise and fall with the beating of your heart. I had to learn from my friends' mistakes. I had to step over their bodies and go further. I don't want to have to do that again. And it will happen again if a crowd of ill-prepared fighters burst into the maze with no idea where they're going. All because Lan believes that a glowing sword will solve all their problems. I do want to, but I'm not going to risk the future of the tribe for the sake of a few stupid kids. Chief Skull is hesitant for good reason. He also understands how dangerous this is for the tribe. Lan's the only one who benefits from these childish games of heroism. I'll go alone if I have to and find them, or whatever's left of them, without any heroics, relying only on myself, risking only my life. Only my own life. You and your friends, you can come with me. Perhaps we can make it to the end of the maze together and find the way out to the surface. I'll think about it. Let's go. One dog nods. Don't show the chief the light, and I'll lead you through the maze to the surface. I swear it. Alright, click on the icons to leave the location. To leave, your whole party needs to be near it. Okay. Alright. Call it there. Back next time.